thing that I don't know much about, and there are quite a few things that I don't know much about. Makeup would certainly be near the top of that list, but this show has really been enlightening me. The do's, I'm starting to get those. The don'ts, starting to learn about that. I have also learned how to not sweat your makeup off, and I learned that on this show.
I know, a lot of new things. Today we're talking about blush and brows. And our next guest says a lot of women are doing them wrong. Here to explain from New Reflection.Salon is makeup artist Julie Martin. Hi, Julie.
Hello.
All right, we have a lot to tackle here.
We do.
Right.
We're talking all about the blush and brows, and you're sort of convinced that a lot of ladies out there are kind of either skipping past this or just not doing it correctly.
Yeah, I think that they're scared of it because they think of their grandmothers in the 50s who had that bright orange or the strip and the streak and it's hot pink and they're scared of it. And you know, in the last couple of years too, bronzer has been all the rage.
Yes.
So I think it's nice to get that flush back, especially in the fall and winter as our tans are fading.
All right, so let's talk a little bit about like skin tones whenever you're working with blush. If you have like a cooler skin tone, is there a go-to color?
Yeah, so if you look at these, if you're cooler, you're going to want to go with more of this blue base, I call it, more of a pink, rosy pink.
Does anybody wear that hot pink blush there?
Yeah, they all, I've put this on you before, actually.
Oh, look at that, Kelly. Oh, so you thought you were hoity-toity.
Like that on your face.
Not at all.
It's all about how you put it on.
It's all about, and it's about using the fluffy brush. So the fluffier the brush, the less color you're going to put on.
Okay, and these colors are good for who?
Yeah, so these are going to be really great for anybody who is kind of tan, who has more of that peachy, darker skin tone.
Okay. All
now
right.
this might seem silly, but like, where do you push it? Put it, because you can sometimes. I've seen blush on people's faces that I thought, well, that's a peculiar placement.
Right.
You know?
I have too, actually. So what I tell my clients mostly is when you go outside on a day when it's cool and you get that instant flush of color in your cheeks, that's where you should put it. It's called blush for a reason. That's why it's where you blush.
Okay.
So you're going to want to put it in this area, in the apple. You're not going to want to go into the temple because nobody blushes in your temple.
See, so not back by the hairline, right? That's the mistake women make.
Yeah.
Well, now what about down onto the cheek? Is that a no?
So if you take a brush or a pencil, and you line it up from the corner of your mouth to the corner of your eye.
Yes.
Pretend there's a line right here. Don't pull it too close to your mouth. It starts to look really unnatural and kind of strange at that point. So we want to really focus it right on the apple of the cheek.
And that's
it. Looks really pretty.
Soft. So I'm really containing it. I'm almost going this way and then I'm coming back. I'm just keeping it in a little area on the apple.
Okay, and you like the MAC blush, correct?
I love MAC blush because I like the matte blushes, especially because they're super strong in pigment. And I don't necessarily want to have any shine reflecting anything. I want to get the tone and the color.
Okay, is it smart, you think, to mix the colors? I noticed you do it a lot.
I do it all the time.
So is that what you do? You just pick up a palette like this and then just sort of
she's like,
fancy like that day, No, but on Katie, she's got really golden skin, so that's why I went with the cooler palette for her. Another fun trick is to take your foundation brush, even if you wear a liquid, and you can kind of go back over the top of it.
Now, what are you doing when you do that?
All I'm doing is melting it in and buffing it down. So if you look, it looks a little bit more diffused.
Oh, it does.
It looks really nice.
Really soft and pretty.
Look,
it looks really pretty.
As a guy's perspective here, sometimes I'll see blush on a woman, and you see that blush line almost. It's a harsher line, and then you think, oh, well, that doesn't look natural.
Like Halloween.
Or great, yes.
A lot of times you'll get that if the brush is too dense. You know, so you want one that's really soft and fluffy. It's a little bit more user-friendly, and it'll keep you from getting that really hard line. And again, going over it and diffusing it is a really good trick.
You're not wiping it off, you're just
No, not at all. I mean, you can see it's still on there.
Right. Okay.
All right, now
about brows.
Let's go brows here. And we don't have a before and after for Kelly, but Kelly had a brow thing that happened in the makeup room.
We have a moment.
That was taken out of context. But they look great right now.
Julie did my eyebrows. My eyebrows are lighter than my actual hair color.
Right, they're lighter, and I like to say more ashy, because she's got very warm hair.
Or as Steve would say, gray.
Steve called them gray,
yes,
but they're not.
Thank you.
They're ashy. So we warmed it up to match her hair color a bit. And, you know, I've said this before, I think even on the show, that your brows are not twins, they're sisters. So they're not ever going to be exactly symmetrical and exactly the same.
Okay, but you want to start, though, with taming them with hairspray, right?
Yeah, I use hairspray a lot, and taming and grooming first.
Okay.
So if you use a brush that has like a little mascara wand, even like disposable mascara wands work, and you're going to go through and you're going to comb it diagonally up and over to the side.
No, and if you don't do this and you jump right to the pencil, then things are getting all
sometimes, you know, and if you don't do really great maintenance on your brows, you might have some crazy ones that are jacked up, kind of hanging different places. So we want to groom them, keep them home, keep them in place. And I really love to use an angle brush with a powder. I also love using a pencil as well.
And what's the there's a 3-point thing?
So let me show
connect
you.
the dots?
So remember when we did this for our blush, right? The nose. So we're going to go to the nose, to the corner of the eye. That's where your brow should start. So if you line it up like with a pencil.
Okay.
Okay. When you're looking straight ahead in the mirror,
Katie's just
getting
getting
all over
brushes
her
pressed
lips.
against
It's
her
all
face.
over.
This is
She's
good.
fine.
I don't mind.
When you want to do the arch, you're going to go from the corner of the nose right through the center of your eye, and that's where your arch should be.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay? Same thing, corner to the eye, and that's where it should end. So if y'all look, most of us don't end naturally where it should. It's a
Okay.
little short, so I fake it to make it.
Oh, so
Wow.
you extend the eyebrow.
Yeah, that's what we did on yours, too.
Oh.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Oh, this is all very
there.
subtle. I'm very up close here to her
Well,
eyebrows.
nice.
Great.
So we have those 3 points, and I'm going to start and just gently start to fan in the powder. You can do this with a pencil as well. If you're using a pencil, I would recommend that you start in the arch and almost stay in the center of your brow.
Sure.
And just kind of draw a line in, because then you can go in and you can fade it and fan it out with a powder.
So when you say use hairspray, are you putting it on your finger and kind of just dabbing it?
No,
not
I take
spraying
my
your
brush,
eye?
spray the brush.
Spray the brush.
Yep.
Oh.
And it
I was
goes-
thinking they were spraying their face the whole time,
no.
thinking this is super weird.
Can you imagine? No, we're not doing that.
Okay.
All right.
All right, there you go. You got some blush tips, you got some brow tips. I think we're all
I've
going to
been
step
doing this
our
wrong. This
game
is
up a
amazing.
little bit, right?
I am. I'm going to come in tomorrow. You're going to be like, wow.
Whoa, those don't look
happening
great.
here?
All right, thank you, Julie. For a list of the products
you.
that Julie used today, you can head to TwinCitiesLive.com. Coming up, if you really like the color of your